It's time. I'm putting this out there because I want to know if any of you guys feel the same way I do. And right from the jump, I just want to say I'm not talking about anything controversial related to Kanye West in this video. I'm strictly talking about the product. There was a time when these were everything. This box was, Yeezys just had me in a chokehold where I needed to try to get every single pair. There were so many that I wanted. I have a lot here. I think when I show you the pairs that are behind me, it'll be a good representation of what I'm talking about in this video. So it has been years since I've worn these. Years. Think about that. Do you have shoes in your collection that you haven't worn for years? You may not. You might be better than me that you got those out of there once you weren't wearing them for a while, but it's a little bit harder for me where I get a lot of product in to create content with, and it's always just this vicious cycle of turning things over. And I am a junkie for sneakers. Don't get that twisted. Like, I see something and if I even remotely like it, I tend to hold on to it. I'm not a big seller. I'll talk about that more in this video though. So why wasn't I wearing these? I don't even know which pair this is. And this is gonna be exposing as far as very little that I know or even remember about Kanye's shoes, but we got these. Okay, so these are the 350s, the Beluga 2.0. Did I wear them? I think I wore them once. What the 350 did to the sneaker culture is incredible. There was a time when these were on every single person's feet. Absolutely nuts. But ultimately, the question I would ask myself before putting these on, are they gonna look good with my outfit? Do these match my aesthetic? Do they look good with what I'm wearing? And more often than not, the answer was no. There was probably a point a couple of years ago where I threw a pair on and I was like, I don't even like these anymore. People love this product still, and I understand why. There's not a whole lot out there on the market that looks like it, that was executed like this. I totally get it. I understand why people love these, but do I love the way they look with my outfits? Not right now. Early on, I loved how invested Kanye was with the Yeezy line. I felt like he was showing us samples and he was talking about it often. He felt passionate about it and he was sharing it when he was doing interviews. And I felt like, okay, this is a guy that loves sneakers, loves product, and he's sharing his vision with the world, and I appreciated that. So I bought in to what he was selling, but all of that fizzled. Over the past 5 years, when Kanye was just totally disassociated with Adidas, he wasn't talking about the shoes anymore. And after that, all that was left were these lazy colorways on 350s. I felt like everything was so lazy. Here and there would be something that was like, oh, that's cool, but not worth buying over a pair of Jordans or a new pair of New Balance. But anyway, I'm gonna show you the Yeezys that I have left. There are some other pairs that, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly where they are. These are the core though. These are the ones that I've held on to. I've got rid of a couple here and there, and I actually don't even know how I'm gonna get rid of these. Am I gonna sell them on eBay, StockX, GOAT? Maybe. Do I bring them to a consignment shop? I'm not sure. But it's been too long for me not to wear these. And while we're on that, am I against reselling shoes? No, absolutely not. Go ahead, make your money. If you have shoes that you just don't wear anymore and you don't want to sell because you feel like you'll be a part of resale culture, man, that's what it is nowadays. You got to get rid of some pairs, whether you've worn them or not. It just comes down to whether you like them. So I don't know what any of these are actually reselling for. It might be $1,000, it might be 200 bucks. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. I would think that they're at least 300 or 400 bucks for some of these because I've held on to them for so long, but I've worn them, so who knows how that's gonna factor in. Beluga 2.0s that I already showed you. Then we got some 700s. This is the first version of the mauves, and I think I wore these maybe once or twice. I'm sure that these were featured in a lookbook of some sort. I absolutely remember getting these and thinking that they were crazy priced. Getting them in, wearing them, and trying to tell myself that they were worth, wasn't the retail price 300 bucks for these? Okay, so the mauve 700s. What else we got? We got more 350s here. This one actually I never wore. If they re-released these, this is definitely the first version. I'm not sure if they are the Oreo colorway. Are they just the core black and tan colorway? I forget. I honestly forget. And they're brand new and I've just been sitting on them. Man, it's time. It is time. They gotta go. These released in what, 2016? They gotta be worth something, I'd have to imagine. So these joints are going for sure. What else we got? Some 500s. I actually liked this model a lot, but yeah, I wore them. Forget what colorway this is too. Is this the Desert Rat? Am I way off by that? There was a lilac colorway on this model, and what a sleeper. I don't even think that they sold out. I remember seeing that colorway and being like, more of that. More color. I get that we are doing the neutral tones, but how many neutral sneakers do we need from the Yeezy line? Okay, you're gonna do it in every single one of your models? Cool. You're gonna do a different shade in every single one of your models? Okay, and then you're gonna continue to re-release those? And then these are probably, yes, the zebras. I wore these definitely a handful of times. This is probably the most worn 350 out of any of the pairs that I have. This is the first version. How they looking under there? Kind of yellow just a little bit. They probably look better as they yellow. I did like these. I liked them for a while. I guess if there was a 350 that I was gonna hang on to, it would be this pair. The tough part is I know I've got a couple others in the stash. The 750s, I have those. What a crazy sneaker this 750 is. Absolutely insane. I'm gonna hold on to that pair because it feels like a moment for me in sneaker culture. And what do I mean by that? Like a release moment, and it just kind of takes me there. Like there are certain times when a shoe released and it felt like the game had changed. I'll give you an example. The Nike Foamposite Galaxy, the All-Star release, wild. The Nike Yeezy 2, crazy. The Concord 11 release was nuts. There are just releases that remind you of a time, whether you have the shoe or not. The 750s, I think, are one of those moments. And then these are probably, dude, like the worst boxes. The worst. Like, what is the reasoning for this design? Not a fan. The Wave Runner, the most colorful out of any of the shoes that I've just shown you. And I guess if there was gonna be another one that I held on to, it would be this shoe, but they run snug. At least this one did. We've got an 11.5 here. That should fit me fine. That's my true size. It just eats up my toes every time I put it on. It looks small. So I don't know, I felt like maybe I needed a 12, and it's a wide model. I don't know if they updated it with another version, but a 12 or a 12.5, if they even make it, would just be like super wide, and I don't know, I feel like it'd be awkward. I can't hate on the design. None of them are ugly, but they just don't grab me. They just don't speak to me the way they did before, and they don't look as good with a full outfit. So let me know your opinions down in the comment section. Did you sell your Yeezys? Do you still have them? Do you like wearing them anymore? Am I alone on everything I just said? Possibly. Who knows? But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure you subscribe. If you're new around here, I'll catch you next time. Peace.